Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so for this afternoon, we will be discussing our first topic for this term. It's all about the introduction to menu. So, a quick reminder to each and everyone, I want you to finish watching this pre-recorded lesson because on Saturday, I'll be giving short quiz to all of you, okay? So, here we go. So our learning objectives class, at the end of the session, the students must be able to identify menu and types of menu. Number two, let's define its ways to categorize. And number three, understand its importance of menu. Okay? So in defining menu, so according to the definition, it says here, this is the list of food available or to be served to the customer. Second definition, these are the list of dishes offered inside a restaurant. So as we can see, one of the reason why we need to offer menu on a certain food service establishment like restaurant, it's simply because it helps people to decide what to eat, and it helps also the business to run more efficiently. So it's a matter of menu planning, no, sa part ng ating mga restaurant, because without menu they cannot categorize what are those meals that they need to offer to the customer. So, menu planning can help also people to plan healthy meals, as well as they need to save also from their budget and money, no? Hindi na sila nag-groceries, no? Most of the time kasi they will eat inside the restaurant wherein makikita nila doon ano yung mga menu, no? Or list of dishes na pwede nilang ma-order sa isang restaurant. And also, um, we can include also as part of the definition of menu is the nutrition itself, no? Menus can help people to choose nutritious meals, as well as menus has the varieties. So ano yung mga varieties natin? Okay? So yung varieties natin, ang impact ng support ng customers is nami-meet nila yung needs and preference nila once they enter inside a restaurant. So sa part naman ng business, no, nakikita natin dito yung efficiency na tinatawag. So, when it comes to menu, it helps the business more efficiently by what? Reducing food waste and improving purchasing and storage. Siyempre, meron na kasi tayong meron na tayong basis kung ano yung kailangan mong i-prepare or kailangan mong i-offer sa customer. So may tendency na ang mga restaurant natin is na monitor or nako-control nila yung mga food waste and also how they will improve the meals na i-offer sa customer. Okay? Ano pa ba on the part of the business aside from efficiency? Yung profitability. So ito naman din yung highlight, no? Isa sa highlight din ng subject natin, the revenue. No? So yung profit, by means of menus, it helps the business to set price or prices that are profitable and competitive. Okay? So make sure natin once we include pricing, um, magmamatter yan sa menu pa din. Babalik tayo sa menu. Ano ba yung ino-offer mo? May profit ba tayo dyan? May desired profit ba na makukuha sa business? And reasonable ba yung pricing na ilalagay natin? Okay? So, what else? Aside from that, so we have also the importance of menu. So it says here sa number one, it is the core identity of a restaurant. Okay, number two, it sets the stage for dining experience and helps diners from expectations. Number three, targeted promotions and upselling opportunities. Number four, established sources of ingredients. And number five, high capacity of applying cross-utilization. So when we say core of the restaurant, menu is the or considering as the heart of the operation. So without the menu class, Even we have skilled chefs, skilled food service staff inside the restaurant. If we cannot offer meals or list of dishes to the customer, it will not function. Okay? So, as simple as that. So, that is the heart of the restaurant for the business to have a continuous operation, service operation. And when it comes to setting the stage of the dining experience, of course, we need to see that we can provide great value of satisfaction. Something like extraordinary experience no sa part ng ating mga customers. Okay? So something like once uh na nag-dine in sila or pwede ring mag-take out, they feel like yung menu na ino-offer ng isang restaurant is very realistic and true. Okay? So, experience na pwede nilang i-share to other people, experience nila sa restaurant because of that menu na quality yung food na ino-offer sa restaurant na yon. Ano pa yung dining experience na yan? Pag sinabi kasing experience, no, dining experience, hindi siya madaling makalimutan, no? Parang sa part lang natin as a person, pag may mga unforgettable moments tayo, 'di ba? Or meron tayong mga experiences in life that is um very important event, no? Hindi natin yan, basta-basta nakakalimutan. And at the end of the day, we keep on sharing that experiences po sa ibang tao. So, same thing with the dining experience, no? So, as they enter inside the restaurant, so balikan pa rin natin si menu, isa rin dapat to sa nagbibigay ng um, satisfaction, no, sa ating customer. Okay? So yung food very excellent talaga, no? Yun yung pwede nilang maging feedback, no? Speaking of menu, ano pa yung pwede nilang mabigay na feedback when it comes to our menu? Aside from the service, attentive and efficient yung mga staff, of course, given na yan. Even the atmosphere given already, no? Also, the restaurant stimulates the senses of sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste ng ating customer. So, maano natin yun, no? Ma-target natin yun sa part ng customer natin, yung senses nila. So, it's very challenging to create a great dining experience. Parang you are exceeding beyond their expectations talaga. Okay? So, what else? The targeted promotions and upselling opportunities. Okay? So, bakit kasama siya sa importance of menu? Kasi, most of the time, no, may mga tayo, underperforming dishes or meals tayo sa menu card. Sabihin, if underperforming, hindi siya masyadong nagmo-move, hindi siya masyadong na-order ng customer, hindi siya masyadong nabebenta, so may tendency tayong mag-strategize uh, ng mga marketing natin, strategy or any promotion para mag-move yung product or yung menu nandun I mean the dishes na nandun sa menu natin. Okay? So, mas mataas yung opportunity natin for upselling kasi you know already as kitchen or food service staff na may mga hindi nagpe-perform tayong meals no sa loob ng ating restaurant. So you need to target what specific promotions ang kailangan mong gawin para mag-flourish no or mag-grow yung lahat ng meals kumbaga na nasa menu natin or nasa menu card. Kasi kapag yan hindi lahat nabibili or hindi napipili, hindi siya usually nase-select ng ating customer, so may tendency na i-cross out na natin siya or sometimes makikita niyo yung word na it is not available na. No? It doesn't mean hindi siya available on that day. Talagang ano na siya, phase out na sa list. So you need to ano to study on how you will strategize, no, to upsell the dishes. So that is one of the importance of menu. Okay. So aside from that, establishing sources of ingredients, okay? So ano yung mga ano natin? Ano ba yung mga ingredients natin normally sa mga restaurant? May mga common ingredients tayo, 'di ba? So meaning to say, ito yung mga hindi nawawala sa resto. So regardless kung anong restaurant 'yan, anong ino-offer na cuisine, no? May mga ingredients tayong as is, common, like cooking oil, salt, pepper, sugar, condiments, no? Or any dry ingredients, common siya sa restaurant. So nag-iiba lang siya, depende sa offer. So in establishing ingredients class sa mga recipe or menu natin, you need to take a list, okay? Or you need to create a clear order in order to know what are those priority ingredients and ano yung mga list priority ingredients natin. So by means of selection. So you need to consider in establishing ingredients the flavor ng mga ingredients na gagamitin mo. Let's say for example, flavor ng soy sauce. Ano ba yung mas magandang gamitin? Is it brand A or brand B? No, I will not mention yung mga brands natin, no. So ano pa? Considering the flavor, ano pa yung appearance? Kapag gumamit ba tayo ng sugar, say for example, meron tayong brown and white sugar, ano ba yung effect niya dun sa menu? Mas maganda ba yung magiging color and appearance ng dishes? Or mas sa tingin mo, gagamit na lang ng caramelized sugar? Example lang natin yan para pang pasweet ng ating mga menu. So, ayun yung kasama sa selection natin in establishing ingredients. As well as, of course, kasama din dito, you need to choose fresh ingredients, authentic, and free of artificial additives. So, kasama rin siya class sa establishing ingredients natin. So, you need to create, again, going back, a clear order na kung ano ba yung specific list natin na gagamitin for the food preparation. Okay? So para mas magawa natin kasi lahat ng menu, no, kailangan makita nyo muna yung list ng items na needed for that menu. And then saka kayo mag-select kung ano ba yung pinaka-best. And lastly, sa establishing menu ingredients is you need to consider its sustainability. So how long it will take ba once store natin sa fridge, how long it will take kapag tinransfer natin siya sa container, how long it will take kapag na-open na natin yung packaging or yung can, may natira pang ingredients, magagamit pa ba siya or hindi. So, you need to check on that. So, yun yung part ng establishing ingredients, no? Sa part ng giving importance sa ating mga menu. Okay, so another thing that we need to consider is yung number 5, the high capacity of applying cross-utilization. So ito yung pinagawa ko sa inyo last Saturday by group that you need to create a list of menu, a list of dishes na gagamitin nyo is at least one, no? One main lang, pinaka main ingredient ninyo. Okay? So sabi dito, mas mataas yung pag-apply natin ng cross utilization, mas nakakatipid si business or si restaurant. Okay? So syempre, if mas makakatipid, may tendency na mas marami tayo o malaki yung nagiging nating profit. So nag-i-increase ang profit natin. Okay? So sa cross utilization, parang we need to make use of additional dish on different ways. Kaya nga 'di ba meron sa inyong um, nagplan like appetizer, soup, salad, pero magkakaiba yung food prep nun, pero iisa lang yung main. So into cross-utilizing. na tinatawag. You are practicing no into different ways ng food preparation. Okay? So what else aside from that? High cross utilization natin. So nag increase din yung efficiency ng restaurant. So it can what? It can manage okay, directly the market, no? Madali tayong makakuha ng loyal customers. Madali tayong makakolect no ng magpa-patronage sa restaurant. Kasi aside from reasonable prices siguro, makikita nila that there is something applied creativity na tinatawag doon sa list of dishes natin. Kasi one main ingredient and then nagawa natin siya into three or more than three kinds of meals. So yun yung importance ng cross-utilization class. Okay? So what else? Aside from that, pero very challenging yung cross-utilization sa part ng mga ng chef or kitchen staff kasi parang they are finding new ideas and concept, no? So, hindi to ganun kadali. Though, mataas ang profit, pero mataas din yung percentage ng challenge or pressure sa part ng mga kitchen and chef natin. Kitchen chef, ayan, and staff. Another thing, we have the types of menu. Number one, we have cycle menu. So when we say cycle menu with options that are repeated over a specified period of time. So this type of menu is easy to plan and constantly repeated over a period of time. So example natin, yung mga siniserve sa canteen sa mga colleges and universities. So that is a cycle menu. So meron silang pine-prepare from Monday up to Friday, and then the following week, Monday to Friday again, may iba na naman silang list. And then balik ulit sa first cycle. Sige, bigyan ko kayo ng halimbawa. Monday, menudo. Tuesday, munggo. Wednesday, pinakbet. Fourth day, sinigang. And fifth day, dinuguan. So that's for the first cycle of the week. No, pagdating ng pangalawang cycle sa susunod na week, iba naman yung dishes na i-offer nila. Okay? Then pagdating ulit ng third week, balik ulit sila sa cycle 1. So that is what we call a cycle menu. Okay? Pero hindi siya pwedeng magbago every day. So it's a matter of 1 to 2 cycle lang and then repeated siya over a period of time. So in static menu naman, another type of menu class, larger menu that is usually organized into categories and does not change frequently. So it's the most often used menu today. It has a consistent variety option. So yung mga nakikita nating menu cards sa Maxes, yan, sample natin. Sa Kabalen, okay, sa mga aristocrat contest. So example natin dyan is, or makikita natin yon as static menu, yung mga in-offer nila na menu card. So maraming variants, pero hindi nila pwedeng palitan yun basta-basta unless ang menu na yon is phase out na or kailangan nang tanggalin sa list. Okay? So, consistent lang yung kanilang offer for a long period of time. Okay? So, yung fixed menu has a limited number of selections and fixed total price, and it is commonly called as a set menu. So, makikita natin class sa fixed menu, this is different from static. Okay? Kasi yung fixed menu natin, as you can see from the definition, naka-fix po yung total price pagdating naman dito. Okay? So, there are times na nag-offer din yung ganitong klase ng menu ng combo meals or alimbawa natin, meron na kayong appetizer, may soup, may pasta na doon, and then may fixed price na ino-offer. Unlike sa static kasi, they're not offering combo or set menu kasi more of a la carte lang sila. Halimbawa, mag-order ka ng soup, mag-order ka ng salad, mag-order ka ng dessert, individual price siyang makikita sa menu card. Pero sa fixed menu kasi, pwedeng nag-offer sila ng a la carte. Meron ka rin naman pwedeng piliin na naka-combo na siya. Halimbawa sa Kenny Rogers, 'di ba? May mga vegetables, may muffins, merong mashed potatoes, may rice. No, may specific or fixed price na kung magkano siya. Pero pwede mo rin naman siyang i-order as a la carte. So doon sila nagkakaroon ng pagkakaiba. Pero consistent din itong mga menu na to na ino-offer. Okay, hindi siya basta-basta binabago or hindi siya katulad ng cycle na nabanggit natin na may mga specific days lang siya pwedeng ilabas, parang meal of the day, no? So it's not. Okay? So nagbabari siya sa price and also to the set. Okay? And next is we have Tabdo menu. So this is a menu that offers choice of appetizer, entree, and dessert at all fixed total price. So ngayon mapapansin niyo anong kaibahan ng Tabdo menu compared sa fixed menu. Okay? So as you can see here, itong nakikita nyong samples natin, automatically, ito lang yung klase ng menu na pwede mag-offer na magkakasama, appetizer, entree. Pag sinabi ng entree, pwedeng pasta or main course with dessert. Okay? Kasi sa ano natin, sa fixed menu, pwede yang mag-iba-iba eh. May soup and pasta lang, may appetizer and pasta lang. Depende. Okay? Pwede yang pwedeng mag-iba-iba ng set or ng combo. Yun naman ang kaibahan ni fixed menu. Pero fix ang total price niyan. Pero pagdating sa top dough menu, magre-retain tong tatlong to. Ito lang, most of the time, yung ino-offer na pwede natin siyang iset. Appetizer, entree, or dessert. Hindi siya pwedeng mag-soup, entree, dessert. Or hindi siya pwedeng mag-beverage, entree, dessert. So that's the difference. Kaya nakikita natin may highlight talaga. Naka-appetizer, entree, and dessert lang siya most of the time. So that is tabdo menu. Halimbawa, appetizer natin, chicken pops. Ang entree natin, white sauce carbonara. And then dessert natin, buko pandan. So yung tawag doon, sa set na yon, then i-sell out natin siya at cost of 199. That is tabdo menu. Okay po? Ayan. So next, we have menu for various meals and occasions. So nag-offer din tayo ng breakfast menu, luncheon menu, afternoon menu, and dinner menu. So sa breakfast menu, this is the menu that provides customers a selection of breakfast meals, both a la carte and tabdo. Breakfast should be on breakfast menu. So, may mga nagawa kayo dito last time sa culinary nutrition, yung parang pinagawa ko kayo ng mga breakfast, no, na list. So, we can consider that a selection of breakfast meals from Monday to Sunday yata yun, no, if you still remember sa culinary nutrition natin. So, meron doon, gumawa, a la carte lang, like, simple bread lang ang kanyang meal plan. Simple bread with jam spread. Okay? May iba naman sa inyo, ang breakfast nila parang it's tabdo na din. Okay? Tabdo yung menu niya. Yung Monday niya kasi na breakfast is meron siyang a piece of bread and then meron din siyang piece of bread. Pwede natin halimbawang ilagay sa appetizer. And then may entree siya halimbawa, nagluto lang siya ng tocino. And then, dessert niya halimbawa, pwedeng fruits. Pwede na rin yan. Or, pwede naman, sa dessert niya is meron din siya at the same time, pancake with syrup. Pwede nating ilagay din yan as dessert. So, tabdo, no? Yung sample natin na yon. So, meaning to say, sa breakfast menu, pwedeng mag-a la carte, pwede din tayong mag-tabdo selection. Okay? So, another samples are fruits. Pwede nyo i-combine yan. Merong juice, may breakfast grains, may eggs omelette. Pwedeng i-combine si meat and other main dishes. Merong pancake, waffles, French toast, and hot breads. So, pagdating naman class sa luncheon menu, no, this is a meal typically eaten after lunch such as sandwich or any light snacks. Okay, usually sinaserve to around 1 to 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m., that's what we call luncheon. Halimbawa, after mo mag-heavy lunch, no? And then you want some pika-pika like shawarma, no? Kain ka ulit ng shawarma ng 1:30 p.m. And then, or if you want, French fries, no? Kamote fries with burger. Okay? So that is luncheon. Or ano pa ba yung mga light snacks natin? Pwede naman after mo mag-meal, gusto mo mag-siopaw, gusto mo mag-siomai. Ayan, ano pa ba? Aside from that, gusto mo mag one slice of pizza, so that is luncheon menu. So it can be sandwich or any light snacks. Sa afternoon menus naman, it is served between 3 to 6 p.m. as simple as toast. So mga bread toast lang to or pwedeng cookies, biscuits, and then paired with coffee or tea. Ice cold coffee, hot coffee, or hot tea will do. So ito naman yung siniserve for the afternoon menu. So nakikita nyo ngayon kung ano yung tamang tawag sa mga menus, no, na ino-offer ng mga restaurant, saan siya magkakategorize, no? Or sometimes hindi na-offer ng restaurant, yung mga kinakain nyo everyday, saan siya magpo-fall, ano bang klaseng, ano na yan, anong various meals ba yung tinitake ninyo every day. So meron din tayong dinner menu na tinatawag. The menu often includes more specialty dishes than other menus and aims to include more special occasion food. So dito naman, more of uh, main course, no, ang sinaserve during dinner menus. Okay? Ano ba mga sample natin, class, ng dinner menus natin sa mga restaurant? Usually, sa restaurant, kapag around 6 onwards na, ayan, mas lamang ang mga specialty menus ang ino-order ng customers natin. So what are those example of dinner menus or specialty menus? So normally sa dinner nakikita natin yung strength, no, ng profit every dinner time sa restaurant. Kumbaga parang mas maraming tao kapag pa dinner time na sa mga resto. And then nakikita rin natin dito na nami-meet, no, yung specific diet ng ating mga customers. Ba't kasama yung specific diet? Kasi usually, no, yung mga after work, ayan, they can consider dinner as their comfort na kasi nakapahinga na sila, no? Or sometimes, sa mga occasions naman, mas prefer nila na mag-celebrate or mag-eat out sa mga dinner time, like 5, 6 p.m., something like that. So, yung mga samples natin of specialty dishes, meron tayo limbawa, mga baked eggplant parmesan, yan, pan-seared salmon with tomato pesto. Naalala ko may nag-prepare sa inyo nito, no? So, under siya ng dinner menu. Meron din tayo mga beef ossobuco, no? Are you familiar with that? This is a rich, flavorful, slow-cooked Italian meat, no? Which is considered as main course. Ano pa? Pasta, included din yung mga pastas natin as dinner menu. So normally, ano pa ba yung makikita natin sa dinner menu? Usually, nagti-three courses siya. Okay? A three-course dinner menu includes an appetizer, main course, and dessert. Parang it's look like tabdo, no? Kanina, meron din siyang tatlong categories in one plate. A la carte siya, pero tatlo na yung nandun sa plato. Tatlong courses na. Meron ka ng appetizer, may main course, and then may dessert ka na. So usually, yan yung mga ino-offer for dinner. And at in some point, meron din namang nag-offer na restaurant na 4 courses or 5 courses. So yung 4 courses natin, merong appetizer, may main course pa din, and then may dessert, dadagdagan lang din ng soup. So that's 4 course. Then meron namang 5 course sa dinner menu natin. Ano naman yung meron sa 5 course? Meron ka ng soup, may appetizer, meron pang salad, may main course ka na and dessert. Pero in one platter lang to class. Lahat nandun na. Okay? So, that's the difference. Okay? So, I hope nagja-jot down kayo ng ibang information ha kasi hindi lahat ini-include ko talaga sa PowerPoint. Okay? So, next natin, we have the ways to categorize menus. So, paano natin kakategorize class? Number one, it's function. So, such as tasting the menu. Okay? So, taste natin siya if ano ba siya, um, pang appetizer ba to, pang main course, pang dessert, pang soup, and etc. Okay? So, we need to taste first para makategorize natin kung saan ba siya. Halimbawa, no? We will prepare sweets. So, basically, no, papansin natin, all sweet items is nasa category or nakakategorize po siya class sa desserts natin. No? So, you need to taste it first before natin siya ilagay sa ang pwesto ba dapat to nakalagay sa menu card. O halimbawa din, yung mga halo-halo. Ayan, may nalilito kung saan siya ilalagay sa menu. Halo-halo, sa beverage ba, or ilalagay sa dessert. Kasi may mga menu card na ang halo-halo nasa beverage, and then meron din namang menu card na ang halo-halo nasa dessert section. Okay? Not necessary itong tasting natin is you need to taste it, no? Kasi common sense we can assess naman and check it kung saan siya nakakategorize. Okay? Parang kumbaga, you just be familiar with the taste sensations lang. Okay? Halimbawa, meron din tayong apple pie or buko pie. Somehow, pwede rin siya ilagay sa section ng appetizer. Pwede rin naman siya sa dessert. So, saan mo ba siya dapat ilagay? Okay? So, is it sa appetizer section or i-dessert mo yung mga pies natin? Buko pies, apple pies, no? Egg pies, saan ba siya? So, most of the time, nasa dessert section siya. Hindi mo siya pwedeng ilagay sa appetizer. Kahit ba it's look like a finger food lang na cubes ang slices niya or ang cut, hindi mo doon yan ipupwesto sa menu card. Okay? So, meal time and period. Yung meal time and period natin, kailan ba to usually sineserve? Okay? Pang breakfast ba? Pang lunch? Pang dinner? Pang merienda? Pang luncheon? Or pang afternoon? So, pwede din sa menu card, may mga naka-specify din tayo na mga, di ba may nakikita kayo sometimes, no? Merienda section. No? Tama yon yung mga ganong menu card. Ibig sabihin, kung kailan available, no, most of the time, yung mga menu na yon. At kailan mo rin siya pwedeng i-offer. Though yung merienda, kung i-order naman siya sa restaurant ng breakfast, pwede naman, but the ideal is sa merienda time or sa afternoon. Okay? So, yung breakfast natin, halimbawa, mag-offer tayo ng tapsilog, long silog sa breakfast, kailangan nakaseparate yung breakfast section din natin. Nakakategorize yung breakfast section, no? At iba lang din yung ino-offer mo sa ibang category ng menu. So, that's for the meal time and period. Okay? Para hindi rin maligaw yung customer natin, pwede na ba niyang i-order or hindi? Baka akala niya sa time lang na ganito or not. Something like that. And then, pricing styles, individual or fixed price, dalawa lang to class. So, pwede tayong mag-price ng a la carte. Pwede rin, ang pricing is kung set menu siya or combo menu. So, syempre, may computation din dito class para masabi yung tama yung pagkakalagay nyo ng pricing. Okay? So, depende pa rin sa menu card yan kung anong kalalabasan, alin dun yung i-individual price ninyo and ano dun yung isi-set ninyo or i-fix price ninyo. Kasi sometimes may mga menu card din na may mga add-ons. Halimbawa, if you will add additional syrup, no? Sa isang drink. If i-fix pa rin ba siya upon the request ng customer o meron tayong ilalagay sa bandang baba ng menu card na additional 20 or 30 pesos if magpa-add ng syrup for the drink. Or sometimes gravy. Ano ba yung pricing style natin dyan? If take out ba, usually 1:1. Pag nag-add ng dalawang gravy si customer, may additional ba? Or it's okay kasi take out naman? O paano kung dine-in, nag-request ng extra gravy? So, may additional ba? Or if-fix na natin yon yung isi-serve na request ng gravy ni customer. Okay? So, yun yung sa pricing styles natin. And another ways to categorize menu din is yung amount of selection. So, it depends upon on the event or the occasion. So, itong part naman na to, example, may mga i-cater na tayong mga big events sa mga restaurant. May mga nakaseparate din tayong menu for them pang catering. Okay? So, ano ba yung package A mo, package B, package C, at ano bang occasion, birthday ba, wedding, and so on. Ano yung mga selections na i-offer mo na menu. For example, if the wedding is morning, yung pinaka-reception nila sa restaurant is morning. So, pwede tayo mag-suggest ng mga menu na pang breakfast. Okay? If that is, halimbawa, um, around 4 p.m. sa reception ng restaurant. And then hanggang dinner, anong offer natin na menu? How can we categorize? So yung amount of selection is pwede nating i-offer yung afternoon menu, yung sinaserve ng 3 to 6 p.m. plus mag-offer pa tayo ng dinner menu. Okay? So nakikita nyo ngayon class dito sa ways on how to categorize menu. Ang dami pa lang dapat i-consider kung saan siya totally no na magfa-function at magiging useful. So, most of the time kasi tayo, pag nakita tayo ng menu, as is na yun na siya. Pero it depends upon pala sa meal time or period of time. It depends upon also sa occasion. It depends also saan. Sa need ng customers, no? And at the same time, dumidepende din siya sa mga pricing styles natin. So, ganun siya i-categorize. Sa pricing kasi class, kailangan ma-ensure ninyo from pinakamababang presyo and then ililista yon no? Hanggang sa ano yung pinakamahal. Okay? Ano yung pinakamura, tapos ano yung pinaka-expensive naman. Anyway, may activity naman tayo regarding dito kung paano kayo gagawa ng menu card, no? Yung presentable menu card talaga. It's not the common menu card. So, susundan yung mga category na to. Okay, so on Saturday class, ayan. So, I hope andyan pa kayo listening to our recorded lesson. You need to prepare by group breakfast menu which includes fruits and omelette only. Okay, so by group po ito. Fruits and omelette only. Bala kayo kung anong version ng omelette ang gagawin ninyo. So, laboratory po tayo on Saturday by group. We will consume 3 hours per section po. And bring the ingredients depende sa kung ano po ang ipe-prepare ng by group po. Okay? If you have question and clarifications naman regarding this, pwede po tayong mag-message, no? Or mag-PM sa akin for clarification. Okay, so that's it. So I hope and pray you have learned something from today's lesson. So get ready on your quiz this coming Saturday. That's it for today. Thank you so much, class. God bless everyone.